Oh my god, finally new stuff to do in Outriders. I actually despise watching and producing videos that cover news, but this announcement merits a video from me. I know some of you miss me doing Outriders video, and some of you are going to watch this and be like, why am I still subscribed to this loser? Unsubscribe, reported. In this one, we are going to cover the 5 new cool things that I'm looking forward to in tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. November 16th patch for Outriders, adding new content, reworking stuff. Let's go. Now, it is debatable whether or not releasing this patch roughly 6 months too late is going to do anything to try to save this game or motivate people to come back who stopped playing back in April. I don't know. What I do know is that I really liked this game, and I basically quit playing in August because I just had literally nothing left to do. There's no more gear for me to grind out. I have everything. But I have a reason to come back right away, and that is the addition of 4 brand new expeditions. I'm a sucker for this game. I love the combat. I always thought it was fun to shoot and loot and scoot. So I am excited to try out 4 new expeditions. There is information about each one down below if you are curious about specifics, but there are 4 new locales and they are sounding pretty spicy. Moving on, we have an entire rework of the expedition structure. No more timers, my god. There's no more speed meta bullshit. God, that's sick, dude. The biggest problem with the timed expeditions for me was just the sweat lord perspiration dripping from your brow onto your lap, just meta of just try hard as possible. I broke 2 controllers playing this game. My friends are like, dude, how do you blow through controllers so much? Well, I need new left bumper, I need new right bumper, I need new thumbsticks because I'm sweating out here, boys. Aside from the timer removal, there is also a big reworking of how the loot is going to be distributed in these expeditions. And the TLDR version is that no longer will you need to hit a time to get bronze, gold, or silver. It will be tied to the overall length of the expeditions. So some expeditions are longer, like, what is it, Scorched Earth? That's a big, thick, girthy one. And so the longer, bigger ones are going to have more loots. Eye of the Storm got reworked. Before it was basically completely and utterly pointless. I don't know why you would ever do that besides measuring your EPing against other EPs on the internet. And now there's actually a system where Eye of the Storm will guarantee you 50% chance of 4 legendaries, I think. And then also you get to pick your own legendary. So that's pretty cool. And for me personally, my favorite part of this rework is just being able to try different builds that might not be the sweatiest, that might not be the most dopest, hardest hitting. You got 16 million BDE. I don't know where I was going with that energy, big dick energy points, but there's fun builds in this game that were just completely useless because you couldn't get gold, so what's the point of playing them? Moving on to our next point, the reworking of Legendary Man sets. A lot of the sets in this game were basically butt cheeks. They were trash. Why would you ever play with them? They were just completely bad. Speed run meta aside, they did no purpose. They were useless. I covered some of them being the worst in a previous video. Now they're reworking those, and from what I read, it sounds like a major improvement to many of the potential builds with these Legendary Man sets. Specifically, the Technomancer has some cool stuff that he's going to be able to do with the Scrap Grenade set. That stuff, I forgot the name of it, looks really cool. Just going off memory here, I got so pumped I had to fire this off. Don't worry about it. Don't fact check this video, bro. We're not talking about COVID vaccinations. We're talking about friggin' Outriders. And so I'm excited to have some build variety and try some sets that were trash. And the number one was the statue set. They added a damage buff to the statue set. I always thought that was the coolest set in the game insofar as if you could actually do damage with your 1.6 million firepower, it would melt. And maybe now with this buff, it's going to be viable. I promise you that's going to be the first one I try to mess with. That statue set looked badass. Moving on, they're also fixing Thiago's shop. I know, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. It's now November, but they're fixing the shop that was completely and utterly worthless. The biggest addition will be the ability to spend your hard-earned drop pod points to refresh the man's inventory. That's wild. Instead of doing hunt quests for 16 hours in a day and freaking Noah-ing, which I think they patched, I don't know, guys, I'm out of touch here. I'm old and gray and freaking A, man. But they are making it so you can spend drop pod points to refresh Thiago's shop and get a chance at buying some new friggin' Legendary Man. And there is another rework. It is the ability to purchase a mystery shop item. I don't really know what that is, but, you know, some people like me are always going to be down with the, I guess, the glory hole kind of concept where you never know what you're going to get, but you're going to try it anyway. You just keep poking your thing in that hole and see what happens. And finally, we're going to move on to a feature that's been requested since the beginning of this game back in April, Transmogrification. Everything trans is so hot right now, so transmog seems to be an inevitable conclusion for this game. Let's finally have the ability to make ourselves look cooler. I can't wait. You can just pick and choose how you want your setup to look like, and I am super pumped on that because let's be real, after playing about 15,000 expeditions with the Akari set, it would be nice to look at your character's ass in a different pair of pants, but that might just be my opinion. Either way, now the world is your oyster through Transmogrification. That's about it for this one. If you liked it, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm trying to do a video a week, but it's very hard. Life is busy. Anyway, I still love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, we out.